Aight, y'all. What up? Otis Funkmeyer, Tick Tick Pop. We're here with Stix. And we're going to check out, I'm like so psyched about this. These videos, the emergence from Sacramento. This is an area of which I know almost nothing. I know that potentially sacking is from Sacramento and air posing. And like that's literally the extent of my knowledge. So, before we check these videos out, do you want to give some context and maybe a little bit about what you know? I'm sure we can share some of it while we're watching.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to find a lot about the Sacramento, history. So this is kind of a work in progress. But they're a city, obviously the capital of California. They're not the Bay Area, but they're probably about hour and a half out. So they had a strong connection to the Bay Area dance, and also had their own way of doing the dance. That's very important. Has influenced stuff that we do today, like you were saying earlier. So I definitely want to have their history told. I want to help them tell their story too. So this is I'll tell you a little bit of what I know so far, and we'll just enjoy this dope dancing at the same time.
Okay, tick tick pop.
So yeah, the emergence.
We're bringing it back, man. This whole thing has it created with a non-activated version of some editing software. I mean, not disco.
So popping, right? They're using the word. This is very important.
Okay.
I think this is 79 based on the music. So
Okay.
it couldn't be older than 79, I think, because of the music in there. And the way they're dressed and everything just makes you think it's not quite 80s yet. But I could be wrong. There's no date on it. So I tried to contact whoever uploaded it, but didn't really come through. So
predominantly black neighborhood in Sacramento, California.
Okay.
Particular
Like
region.
many other neighborhoods in the city, the community has its share of problems. But it also has something that few neighborhoods can claim, an identifiable culture. This culture is not visible by simply driving through the area, but by digging deep into the community and exposing some of the rich cultural treasures buried within. One of these gems
It is, yeah. Very,
is a dance phenomenon.
very late
called
70s, early 80s.
Yep,
Okay.
called
They're
poppin'.
already, like you said, they're already calling it
So
poppin'.
this proves that they were using the word popping, calling it dance popping. And
Exactly, yo. The chat says this is like street dance archaeology, straight.
for real, man.
Like now people try to do this effect, like this
video?
VHS glitch
Real.
effect. Get the video all shaky and warped.
This is obviously
Easy.
some kind of,
They had good taste in music.
I don't know what kind of community show this is, or the talent show,
Sure.
or the high school, I'm not really sure. But this one's cool because it's got a few different kind of groups, I guess, coming in. So obviously one of them is the emergence. I don't know if that's this group or there's a group that comes out later too. But one thing I was talking to,
yeah, go on.
I was talking with Sophie about this too. What I like about the stuff they're doing is they'll do their kind of robotic stuff, but then they'll go into like funky stuff and mix it.
Yeah, it's funny. I was about to say that to me they're like a cross between the Resurgence and the Messengers.
Yeah. And I was like, it was dope. I mean, it looks dope.
Yeah, it does.
Like
I like
it
it a
goes
lot.
together.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason it should be separate. But when they saw this video come out, I was like, wow, they have a lot of Oakland influence. Even though they do it their way, they have a little bit unique stuff too. But I found out Derek and Company was a huge influence on Sacramento.
Okay.
They would go out there here and there and battle and compete and whatnot. And I think Derek's cousins live out there too. Derek is one of the best boogies out there.
That's definitely one of the most common ways that these things spread is through extended family, right?
Oh,
like
yeah,
even
totally.
that's how Electric Boogaloo style got to Long Beach, is
Right,
Pop
right,
and
right.
Pete is Boogaloo Sam's half brother,
Yeah.
and he came to visit or move.
And here's the thing about them, putting on a show, coming up with some story, or they're working on some bionic man or whatever, like.
Working on something.
Yeah.
I hope they finish building the man.
Yeah, they're
pretty
taking a
soon.
while with
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. This is like
Not gonna
this
lie.
is like watching a movie from like the '60s, and you're like, damn, dude. You
Yeah, they
probably
probably-
could have cut like 5 seconds ago. That shot.
Okay, then these girls come out, and I think they were called the Rockstar Dolls.
Okay, look at you.
So, sometimes people ask, oh, were there women in the dance too?
He's
And-
creeping.
Yeah, creeping right here. That's how you get on stage. Do
Okay.
a little bit of that. And then they'll do the sweeps too. Like they do a lot of sweeps in this
Okay.
clip. So let's see, we do a little bit of
These
that.
ladies are funky.
Right there. Boom, that's sweep. Bam.
Ugh.
Another one.
Okay. Pot of beret. Sacking.
Yeah, right. There it is. See?
I like that
There's a little
sacking.
pose. See that little?
Yeah. Oh,
It's like an
snap.
air pose kind of, right? But I heard the story you hear from Damon about air posing, they would go really crazy with it.
I believe it.
Like they would do like flips and then land in like a
Ah.
boom and bam and air pose all crazy. Even Pete's story about it.
Wow, that's like a full-on. That's an
Yo.
old man.
Hey, you know that kick
That's
I was
a
talking
straight
about
up old man. It's like
I forgot
a
about that. One.
straight
They do like
up.
a kick with a swoop. I forgot about
That's
that.
almost like a tidal wave.
Little robot.
Yeah, good robot.
That's like a
Almost
little
messed up
granny
the
robot
routine.
type of look.
Uh-huh. Oh. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Oh,
maybe
Nope,
hope-
solo.
Hopefully the guys have finished building their bionic man in their hyperbolic chamber.
Well, now they got people helping. Oh, here we go. These guys are cool. There's also another group that's in the other video called Phase 2,
Okay.
and they might be one of these groups of three here.
Damn, dude, all these people creep so well.
Yeah, creeping was everybody creeping.
Yeah.
Okay, now they got at least the little tarp down a little bit.
So it looks like some kind of doctor thing. It's like this is the era of like Dr. Funkenstein and mad scientists, and this is like fully in the culture. The brides of Funkenstein. That was
So this guy's name is
Oh,
Benji Jones, I
snap.
guess, right? I guess he's one of the doper guys out there.
okay.
Have his own little solo time. But watch
Ooh.
the stuff he does.
Ooh.
There's the ball.
Whoa. Clean. Dang. It reminds me of Storyboard or something. Walk out. Wow, that's great sacking. And look,
And they didn't
let
call it
everybody.
sacking, though.
Well, and
But
let's
whatever
note
it
that
is.
he's on his toes. His heels are off the ground and he's on his toes. That's a much more mime kind of thing. And what's good about that is that the upper body stays totally still. I think that's the focus. It's like you look, it's like an illusion, like you're, running and your legs are switching and your upper body stays. Oh, what?
Yeah, it's like a slap, but he kind of hops with
Yeah, or a Fresno, as some people
Whoa.
call it.
Little animated kind of moving right
Yeah.
here.
Whoa. crazy isolated. Dang. Tidal waves. The ladies love the tidal waves. Some Fillmore, yeah. China.
This one right there. So he's combining all these things, you know. It's like.
Check on their progress of their bionic man.
He obviously made a mess.
Right. Too much funk.
Too much funk on the ground. Got sweep it up.
They got caught by the funk.
He's got some fresh moves there. It's that little Tisto type move.
Oh, this is like a full show.
I know. Doing the whole song.
This is one of the great songs of all time.
Hop.
Yeah, hops, right. Wow, the whole thing is here. Tight. Wow, that's super tight. Wow, that should get bit. That whole leaning concept is tight.
So yeah, like when I first saw this, there was definitely a lot of like Otis similarities, but then I was also like, but they got their own little like thing to it too.
Yep.
So it was really dope to see.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. The group stuff to the solos.
I mean, I always think of stuff like the Galapagos Islands. How like if something just gets on its own for a while,
yeah,
all kinds of stuff starts happening.
So that was
That was that one. There's a whole other show where that came from. I love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more, talk to more of these guys. Derby dancers were another big group that came out of Sacramento that the EBs had mentioned.
Right?
I think so.
Oh, that's nasty. That reminds me of Bop and Ron right there. That's some serious robot.
Take your time.
God, we live in such a wonderland now. we carry around 4K video cameras in our pockets.
Crazy. So yeah, then
I never know if I'm having one on loop or if.
oh no, here. Okay, so here's more like some solo. Oh no, they do a little bit of groupie solo in there too. But there's a couple things they kind of interview the guys a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. So this is a similar little routine. So yeah, maybe school at this point.
Okay.
'Cause I forget. Yeah, they might not do. Yeah, then they got the little wrench or something.
Well, this is actually a little better. I almost wish
Yeah, you
we'd
can
watch
see his,
this
like,
one
legs
first. You
moving.
can at least. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, that guy's good. Is this Benji Jones?
I don't know.
Okay. what good are you? How do you not know? It doesn't. It looks like a different guy. This looks
Yeah.
like the guy that ended the last show.
Yeah.
The way he's
It's a
roboting.
little more like skinny and like.
Yeah, and slower. So Richmond was known for robot style.
Oh yeah, so that was like their umbrella term, but
Oh, okay.
a big part of it was because they really loved robot. They would tweak it out hella crazy. I've seen some of their eyes and all that stuff. They would really get into it.
That was tough.
One of the best in Sacramento, so does that bring pressure on you? Do a lot of people come and challenge you or stuff like that about popping?
No,
Yeah,
not
they're really calling it popping.
I have one or two, that try. Every now and then they try, try real hard. But they don't get very far because I have to practice 4 hours a day, Just like they play basketball, 4 or 5 hours a day. I dance, 4 or 5 hours a day, which better myself, so I don't have to brag or anything. Just so when somebody comes up to me and tries to beat me, they can't do it. I have that in my mind. You can't do it.
Confident individual.
There you go.
Well, to call somebody like you, if you actually think that you're better than them, you go up to them and, I heard you thought I was sorry. We can get off right now. That means like a challenge right there. Or if he can come up to you and say the same
Sorry,
thing. Let's
get
get
off.
off right now. Something like that.
Slang.
Or they could come in groups and I heard you was talking about my group. We can get off. Or, stole some of my moves or something like that.
There are a lot of poppers at parties, and depending on how good you are, if you're not known, well, there might be somebody out there that thinks they're a big shot, and they'll come up there and challenge you, and you might, depending if you've never seen them before, you might get kind of nervous, and you either might back down or just might go ahead, If you don't, you have those that might talk, well, you're no good or something like that.
What's this music?
Because when you're disco dancing, it's usually with a partner or something like that, and you're going through all those moves. But when you pop, it can be groupalized, there's moves, but you can do it by yourself. And I think popping takes a little bit more knowledge to learn because the moves are more complex and a little harder to do, and there's just your imagination can run wild when you do
Love this guy's
disco
voice.
Basic moves, you throw it on the floor and footsteps. I call this when I double pop.
So you just said I call this my double pop.
Yeah.
He's hitting twice.
Yeah.
On the beats.
Okay. Right.
Some people trying to do that.
Right. It's like Slim.
I was enthused by Shields and Yarnell when they first came out,
Hat, though.
because
Love this hat.
that was when I was just getting started, and it looked pretty. It was, I hadn't really seen too much of it besides the Lockers, and I hadn't seen them that many times. And when they came out, a lot of people really liked them, and I was with the crowd.
Do that tidal wave.
So you're doing a little wiggling there. Routine phase 2. Yes, this is a group that was.
This is a different group.
Yeah.
Bits.
It's kind of like twist up, huh?
Nice.
That box.
That does make me think that one of the things that has changed is pacing of things, just like TV and music videos and like everything has just gotten so fast.
For sure. And also when these guys get down, it's a lot more like what we would say popping. The way these guys dance.
Yeah. He actually reminds me a little bit of Alvin, who was in the finals of the contest he's here to judge.
Classic robot arm.
Yeah. This guy's good. Solid.
Sometimes they would do this back in the day too. While the other guys dance, they would do their little move in the back.
Yep.
Repeat it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the EBs did that back then too. Swinging arms.
But of course, you know, everything they do it like funky to the music, right?
Yeah,
Like they're
yeah.
just miming. It's like,
Okay.
damn. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it sure did.
That was like 5 spins.
So there's clearly. Oh look, this guy's influenced by some robot. Yeah.
Twist that move right there.
Yeah, this is a wild. He reminds me of Mr. Stretch from Pomona. Like a wild man.
Really? Okay.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
So yeah, there's some Sacramento stuff. I'm trying to get more info on them, but like,
Yeah, if anybody has you know, if anybody in the world, that's the craziest thing about YouTube. Anyone
Right.
in the world has connections to Sacramento or these people, write a comment on this video and we'll see it. And you know, we're serious about piecing all of this together, the diaspora
for real.
out of Oakland. And what are your, just to kind of summarize, like, what are the things that you like, the clues that you feel like that make you want to know more about Sacramento?
Well, there's also like the Electric Boogaloo's have had connections there where they've actually gone there and competed against groups, and so and they've admitted to seeing them. They say they admit that they were the ones that they got air posing from. So air posing, which the EBs had done for so many years, you don't really see them, I guess, do it so much anymore, but what they had done for so many years that people just kind of associate with them just because that's where they saw it. They didn't realize that that was actually something that they got influenced from somewhere else, right? So that's just one more thing that lets you know, like, the things that they're doing, you know, you got to dive deeper on it and see where it really came from. So, like, that's one big thing there. Derek and company coming out there and having the connection, them calling it popping in these years and doing stuff. So, like, there's a lot that Sacramento was doing, and also the whole sacking style, right? I want to kind of clear that up because they don't really call that sacking. I'm not really sure if they have another name.
Wouldn't
yet,
it be
but
funny
it's
if
like,
sacking is another umbrella term? And
I
that's
don't
just
know,
the
maybe.
part that it'd be like film. It'd be like they call this strutting because they're strutting's an umbrella term, but people didn't know it's an umbrella term, and they're like, Oh, I guess it's that. I never saw that. That
Yeah,
must be
yeah.
strutting. Same
Right,
thing.
right.
It's like I never saw people do that kind of shuffle. I seen all the rest of this.
Yeah.
That must be sacking.
I mean, they haven't said that.
Sure.
They call it
sure.
like obviously in that video it's popping, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, my bad.
But
My
that
bad.
would be funny. But like, yeah, I mean, so trying to clear that up and trying to, you know, especially since that's using their name and everybody associates that with them. So it's like, I want to make sure that that's corrected so they get their true story about like how that movement came about, what they really call it, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of history there, and I think that they had influence on what we do today. And Damon Frost, he's an interesting guy to talk to because he has vivid memories of these guys doing really amazing things, not only with air posing where they would like flip and land and doing some air poses and have like a cane and be like hitting it all crazy with the air posing, but also with the sacking. He said they used to do that shuffling, but then they would add in like movements, footwork in between it that was even like crazier. So there's just a lot more there that hasn't been told. So that's why I want to get their story out there too.
I love it. So if you or anyone you know has information that could lead to us being able to track some of these people down, we got cameras and we're willing to travel, because you know this is like this. We care. This is like an undocumented part of history. That's amazing. All right. So shout out to Sacktown. Shout out to the whole West Coast. Shout out to Stix. Otis Funkmeyer. Tick Tick Pop. Yeah.